Hello, my name is Mordred Viking. I'd like to welcome you to episode 11 of this Let's Play Europa Universalis 4. In the previous episode, we did manage to assist Jülich in their war against Holcaster and Liège, and we did actually win it. Even though we pulled our army back and stopped supporting them, they did actually get a white peace with Holcaster, and then our army came back in. We gave Liège quite a decisive thumping. We made a fair amount of money and prestige out of that. The other big notable thing is we have now switched to Protestantism. We are the second nation to have done so, Iceland being the first. Man, that's really going to suck. Having the centre of Reformation all the way up there rather than here in Germany or in Europe, it's going to make converting this area to Protestantism harder, but I'm up for that challenge. Europe will be Protestant, as indeed will the world. This is, of course, the game playing with Barancaster in the 24 custom casters scenario, and I've decided our goal is to be the last caster standing. There can be only one. We have to destroy all the others. Although that may be a bit more difficult when they get to the New World. Speaking of which, we can actually see some of it now. Cool. And I'll be able to show you the problem which I noticed. So you will see that this is a colonial region. This bit is not, and that is a bug which I was unable to fix, unfortunately. So any nation that starts colonizing this, that will just be part of their standard nation. They won't need to deal with the liberty desire from colonial nations. And in fact, it will actually increase their homeland base tax and total development, so liberty desire will be easier to offset for any other colonies they get. Though I am pleased to see there is a very large native nation here, which has a bugged name. I should probably just get into the files and rename that myself. There's actually a lot of natives here. This is good. What are you? Despotic monarchy, level 3, and you are North American, so you'll be fairly easy to conquer, unfortunately, for when people do start actually arriving. That's the Azores. I don't think we have any. Oh no, Poorcaster started colonizing, as has Aracaster. Just the two, though. These two. Moorcaster is not doing particularly well. Bizan and Gretcaster are, of course, out. Thurcaster is taking a beating. Jutcaster is nearly out, but not quite. And I think that's about it of note. Let's continue. I'll bump the speed up again, though I need to be alert for rebellions and wars coming up. We have almost recovered our full army now, so we are starting to see a little bit of manpower recovery going on there. We should also start doing some more buildings, because we just did a bunch of development. Barracks, where can we build them? We definitely want one in Neumark, and yeah, I guess we'll get one here, though it doesn't give us a particularly large amount. And the other thing I was going to do was check in production. So Uckmark was a plus 0.6, sorry, plus 0.6, no, 0.06, that's the one. And Stettin, so Uckmark and Stettin could do with production places. We're also building a bunch of shipyards over here. In fact, we have built a bunch of shipyards so that when we go into the next Diplotech, which is level 9, we'll be able to build caravels, and it's at that point when it can become far more worthwhile. Ah, good. Kolberg was converted by the Centre of Reformation. I'll explain that in a moment. So we'll be able to start building light ships and controlling more of the trade by sea. So, Centres of Reformation, what do they do? So you saw one of the main reasons I converted to Protestantism in the previous episode was so that we got one. They are really useful. You can see here we have this icon that denotes the Centre of Reformation. What they do is they will convert regions near it to the religion, just over time automatically, and that's what this progress bar means. So they've just done Stolp. Right, yeah, Stolp has been converted by Kolberg, not the other way around. So Stolp has just been converted for free, didn't need to do anything. And now it's working on Stettin for free again. So while I'm doing Glogau myself with my missionaries, the Centre of Reformation is just doing other stuff itself. The cool thing about that is I don't think it takes into account whether, well, I don't know what the missionary strength of a Centre of Reformation is actually. I wonder if that's said anywhere. That's just building that. It's here. Ah, there we go. Monthly spread of conversion, plus 21.4. Base of 5. Brancaster Heretic Missionary Strength. So it does take into account my missionary strength. That's interesting. I did not realise that. And it's adjacent, so it's a plus 250%. So basically everything that's adjacent will almost certainly be converted, and then it gets slower and slower the further away it gets. It's fine. So we should be converted pretty quickly, actually. And that's good, because it will offset all these rebels that are rising. and it will increase our religious unity, and we do have a looming disaster, which is this religious turmoil, which I'd kind of like to stop. So if we get more than 50% religious unity, then that will, I think, cease to be, or at least it will slow down to 0, because we will have a Protestant Reformation centre which will counter it, which is also important. Okay, so Württemberg has been done to full. Stettin has also been converted. That was, wow, that was super quick. Awesome. And it's now working on Neumark. See, it's spreading really quickly, far more quickly than my missionary can do it, although he is nearly done. Checking Holy Roman Empire. Everyone hates me, so there's no point me trying to become emperor. In fact, I just can't. There's a minus 1,000 ranking for being non-Catholic. And this becomes important because at some point, once enough provinces have become Protestant, you will have what's called the League War kicking off. And basically there will be a Catholic League with countries joining it, and a Protestant League with countries joining it. And the interesting thing is you will also have countries which are not Catholic or Protestant, or who are Catholic and want to offset the power of the HRE joining in. So for example, like Anjou might want to stop Germany being united under a HRE, or wants to stop the emperor being quite so powerful. So they might join the Protestants even though they themselves are Catholic. Likewise, you may have people who want a powerful HRE in order to offset these guys. So for example, Suzdal might join the Catholics, or vice versa. So that the two leagues start building, more people join, they get stronger, and then eventually it'll boil over and war will break out, and then all of those countries will be involved. And believe me, it is a massive, massive war when it kicks off. You can get a victory condition in that, which basically says what religion the HRE will then follow. So either it will be inconclusive, in which case it's a white peace, or if the war drags on for too long, then it's also a white peace, in which case either side, I think then either can be emperor, so Protestants or Catholics, or yeah, I think so. But if one side wins, then only their side can be electors or the emperor. So we definitely want to be strong enough to really, really fight hard in that, so that the Protestants become dominant, and then the Protestants dominate the HRE. And we have converted Glogau. We're going to work on Altmark. No, we're not. We're going to work on Nets because it's 11. Off it goes. So now if we look at this, more and more of it is becoming blue, and there is the third centre of Reformation. It is in fact in Jülich, which is good because Jülich is one of our allies. Squandering loyalties. Pay loyalists, keep the Liberty Sire and our junior partner. Yeah, we want to keep them loyal. Are they still having problems? Yes, they're having massive problems. In fact, while you are so problematic, I can't enforce religion until you have 50%. I can, however, make you convert. It will increase your religious Liberty Desire by 50%, but it will go down over time. It's gone down to 57 almost straight away. And that means that I won't need to convert it myself. See, they're converting themselves, which is useful. Neumark has been converted by Kolberg, so Kolberg's doing a great job right now. Where are you going next? Oh, Lübeck. So Lübeck will take somewhat longer. If we hover over, we can now see. So speed of conversion is 8.1. It's because our heretic missionary strength is so strong. And development is offsetting it, so the higher the development, the slower it is. Still pretty quick though, because our heretic missionary strength is so strong. I wonder if that counts for even places not in our territory. I would hope so. So the faster we convert, the faster, or the sooner and the faster it can convert stuff around it. That'd be quite nice. Because I think it almost always finishes your country first, and then it starts spreading to other ones. And it just gets slower and slower over time. So these guys, yeah, you're not doing anything. In fact, has it just gone? I'm not seeing the centre of Reformation here. Yeah, it looks like they've somehow lost the centre of Reformation in Reykjavik, which is really bad because I think it means that there'll only actually be 2 centres of Reformation here or at all. So Protestantism is going to be much weaker than it could be. Right, so we can get diplomatic power or diplomatic power and relations. So I don't want relations with them, so we'll just take the power. Thank you. How close are we? 20%. Oh, and I have two people who are not doing anything. Now, I need to work on my allies because they are Protestant, so we get a penalty, particularly when we're bordering them. They already dislike me because they want some of my territory, so Thurcaster's alliance is probably not going to last. Polcaster we definitely want to reinforce. Drillich we shouldn't need to because they are a fellow Protestant. Actually, are they? Yeah, they are. So you can see Protestantism is now beginning to spread, slowly but surely. But as more and more countries take it on, it should get better. Plus you can force convert people through warfare, which is something we will quite likely do quite heavily, particularly before the League Wars start. So you want to get in early and maybe start declaring wars on people without actually meaning to take territory, so you can convert them and take money. It's a very definite possibility. Truce and Moraband's ended. I need to go and turn on. I realised I probably cut myself off there. I was saying, I need to turn the light on, it's getting dark. Okay, back in the driver's seat. We are 4th overall, though we are not currently gaining. Lubeck has been converted, thank you. And that's a good one, because Lubeck would be usually quite difficult to do. It's high development. In fact, the whole of our country is pretty high development. Thurcaster is still not developing very much. That's really quite disappointing. Gencaster doesn't seem to be doing much either. Is that true? No, Gencaster is. That's all yellow. We have reached our full army strength. Can we get any more regiments? We can. I think I'm going to get 2 more cavalry. I can only actually afford 1, so we'll wait. We're at minus 50 prestige, so this needs to recover. It is recovering at plus 3.1 a year. And remember, prestige decreases your battle morale, so we don't want to get into too many fights while our prestige is so low. We are vulnerable right now. I will quite happily admit we are very, very vulnerable. Okay, you've been built. Another conversion, that was our missionary. We'll start on Greifswald. Meanwhile, who are you doing? He's starting to convert them. So Urs is now beginning to be converted. In fact, Niederlausitz already has been. They are trying to convert it back because they are still Catholic. But if we convert enough of them, then they will probably switch to Protestantism. Oh wow, they're doing very quickly. Oh yeah, of course, they're doing the surrounding ones. Good. I mean, it's 2 fairly large nations that are Protestant right now, which is a good start. It's a very good start. How's their money income? Low. So while you have unrest, unrest decreases the amount of tax and manpower and stuff that you can gather. No, not manpower, just tax. So we need to get rid of these rebellions and then our income will start increasing again. So revolt risk is only in the one place we are converting, so we're not going to have too many problems with rebels, thankfully. Truce with Cambrai has ended. It's fine, I'm not going to go to war with anyone right now. Polcaster has been fully improved. Lahore has internal conflicts. Didn't they just have a civil war as well? Lahore being those guys. Oh, they're quite big. They have grown. How are the other hordes doing? Chai Horde? Yeah, they're moving into Guangdong. Horde Kong doesn't seem to have grown much. I love that name. I was so pleased with myself when I came up with it. And then Nom Horde, I think, are growing down here in Iran, Persia. Meanwhile, Musk Horde, almost dead. Ark Horde is dead. So the hordes really haven't done well. Sometimes they do really well, sometimes they just kind of peter out, and sometimes they get annihilated. And in this case they have just kind of been annihilated. Thurcaster has been done, but I would be kind of surprised if we managed to keep this alliance, to be quite honest. Although their border friction's gone down, because they only want Potsdam now. They've given up trying to take Altmark and Magdeburg, I guess. So you will notice that our conversions are now going much quicker. As we go down the list, of course, we've got quicker months, and then more and more provinces get converted like in a row. So this is good, because we only actually get the religious zeal for a certain amount of time. It ends in 6 years, which is still quite a long time, actually. Altmark has been converted by centre of thingy. iron ore problems. So, ooh, cost has gone up. That's annoying. I should actually have done this just before I pressed OK, because it only occurs after you've pressed OK. But I need the new soldier, so we'll build you. We have enough admin points to make mercenaries cheaper, and it also gives us the +10 to infantry strength. Is there any reason I don't want to do this? This reduces revolt risk, but that's not really a problem. So yes, I think I'll take that. I'll take the infantry combat ability. The next one's the technology cost, so we definitely want that, like, as soon as possible. How far off are we in military tech? 6 years. Granted monopolies has expired. Oh, speaking of which, we should really have done ask for contributions and demand diplomatic support. So what I'm going to do is grant charters, which will bump it up really high. At this point I could invest in more development. You know what, I think I will. We have just spent admin, but that's fine. It's manpower that we kind of want. So starting at the cheap end, and then production is based on how much the monthly production income, so it's only really going to be the more valuable. So this one, it's only 0.3 really. I'm going to do it because it's cheap. And then Altmark and Uckmark and Wismar. Naval supplies are also worth a bit, so we will boost up naval supply. Potsdam, iron, really that's low, surprisingly low. Berlin, of course, worth a lot. And there we go, we've spent it all. That should increase our income a little bit. What is our production at this point? Production income is 3.6, it's only just lower than trade, though tax is still dwarfing them both. And the more development you get, the more buildings and things you can build, the more force limits and the like you get. So our force limit is now actually too higher because of all the development we've been doing. Let's see, what is the odd? We have 1465. We can do 2 more, so we can go up to 1665. We can get some more cannon. I think we should probably get some more cannon, to be honest. Maybe 2 more guns. Yeah, 2 more cannons is a good idea. Although having a lot of infantry is always useful, because then you have enough men to reinforce, but you can bring in mercenaries for infantry if you need to. Although I've not done that so much up till now. Oh, Jülich is bringing us into a war against Uckmark, and Scania and Nordencaster are at war. I've been kind of waiting for that war to break out. Yes, I will join you in that one. It's us versus them. Württemberg, where is Württemberg? That. So 1 province minor. Jülich, if you can't win this on your own, I'll seriously be really annoyed with you. So we can let Stolp become control of the clergy, and it is currently what? Oh, it's no one. Right, because I wanted to make it Burcher, didn't I? Rats. So I could favour neither party, in which case they both lose 15 loyalty. And speaking of loyalty, I need to do these before I forget. So, because this is over 70%, we can demand diplomatic support for 150 diplo power, which we will do. And then we can ask for a contribution, which strips you down to 43, which is fine. They both lose 15 loyalty, and they both lose 10 influence, which will reduce them to, well, it's a high 30, so it's not too dangerous. I don't really want to give it to either of you, because you are in Lubeck. Yeah, I'm going to give you to the Burkers and favour neither. So we have 2 very annoyed people. Oh, we can convert someone. Whoops, should have been doing that much earlier. Altmark. No, Potsdam, rather. Go. How's the conversion going? Jülich is almost completely done. Simonsal Kale denounces the Church of Brancaster. Speaking of which, we should also have a look at our church power. We don't have 100 yet, that's fine. So we can banish him, in which case the clergy gains 10 loyalty and we lose the theologian. Oh, that's why we've not had many revolt risk issues. Okay. We could try him for blasphemy, which gets us church power and loses prestige. We don't want to lose prestige. Or we can say this is unfortunate, in which case we lose some church power, which isn't a massive deal. We gain prestige, which is nice because we need it to recover, and we lose 10 loyalty from them, which does reduce them down to 27, which is really quite low. Yeah, I could get them to give us support as well. I'm really tempted to just do this. Let's do that. Your influence is really high. Then I could support the clergy with a bit of prestige and legitimacy, which also gives us church power, actually. Gives them influence, which is fine, and a bunch of loyalty, which I think I will do, just to keep them safe. And then what I might do is demand admin support. And then I'll spend 58, which I can afford. Okay. Quite a lot of interactions going on there. I could do the same for these guys, so I could call a Diet, which would increase loyalty and influence, and it would actually be above 60, so we'll get 100 military support. Boom. Cool. So we have some really ticked off people, but they'll recover. Wismar has been converted because of Trier. I guess that's Trier, yes. So their Centre of Reformation is actually converting us, as well as our own, and there's ours. So Rostock has been converted. Looming disaster. Oh, it's down to 4%. Oh, it's a plutocratic coup. So we got rid of the... Yeah, Württemberg lost. I thought they might. We gained 6 favours for doing nothing, just for joining the war. What was I saying? Oh yeah, looming disaster. We managed to get our religious unity above 50%, so the... Will it show up here? There we go, religious turmoil. We have religious unity of... Oh, we have at least 75. So we've stopped it. That's gone. That's going to be reducing over time, I hope. Irrelevant. But we have a plutocratic coup because the... Ooh, Burkers are over 70%. Like massively over 70%. Oh, that's really, really annoying, because I don't think I can stop them. When are these going to go down? 15, 17, so in 4 years' time. It'll go down by 15, which would be enough. Or I could strip them of some land, which I might need to do. What land do they have? Because I do eventually want them to control this whole coastline, but I've not managed their influence particularly well. Neumark needs to be given to someone too. What are you in? No, you are in Lübeck, unfortunately. So Neumark, you are a high military, so I'm definitely giving you to the nobility, which will actually boost the nobility loyalty slightly, so that's less of a problem. What's that? Oh, ha! So giving them Neumark to the nobility actually decreased the Burker influence because they own less overall territory. Well, that was good. Thank you, nobles. You just saved me. Quite a lot of effort. Chelmno, which is Plock. Yes, it is. We need to start doing these fabrications because we need reasons to war against them. Well, Poznan's the one we really want. And then we want to do some claims here because we want to start you converting to us. We would also quite like a war with Jutcaster. We could actually vassalize them right now. And Lüneburg is an even more tempting target. Scania, Hessen, Thurcaster. Scania is at war, so it's less likely to join. Thurcaster is very weak, and we have recovered a fair amount of manpower at this stage. So we can certainly start thinking about expanding, and I would like another vassal. So you know what? You. Cancel that. Do I have a CB against these guys? Yes, I can take Lauenburg. Thurcaster would unfortunately join against us. As would Hessen, as would Scania. Well, that's unfortunate. Maybe I'll just take Holstein. Holstein is HRE, isn't it? Yes. I'd have to vassalize. See, I really want Hamburg before anyone else gets it while they're like really weak. Because if, for example, East Frisia took it, then they would have a much easier time holding it. This is big enough for me to just vassalize. But I don't know if I want to get into a war with Scania. Where's Hessen? It's relatively big, but not massive. Scania is definitely the biggest threat. But Scania is at war with a lot of other people. Northern Scotland and East Frisia. We could potentially grab like these territories and then make them white peace. Or we wait for the war here to drag on so that they are less likely to join. Though they're only sitting at -6. Thurcaster is the least likely. In fact, if I improve relations with Scania, we could call in Jülich. How strong are you looking right now? You are at full strength. And you owe me a whole ton of favours. You would help me against Hessen. In fact, I could... You don't want any Hessland? Really? I'm surprised by that. How are our force limits? Oh, we're 3 under. What I'm thinking is I might build the extra 3 men. Why am I losing so much money? Ooh, my army maintenance is really high because I've been building so much cavalry. Well, I think I'm going to build 3 more infantry and then declare war. Oh, and rebellions. Lots of people are rebelling. Oh, it's only the clergy now, but that's also costing me tax income. And another conversion's complete. Good. 3 to go. And in fact, if I beat Scania, I might be able to convert them. Likewise with Hessen. If we get Hessen weak enough, we can force convert them, which would be an excellent outcome for us. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Oh, you are too big now. Split in half then, please. You've been around a long time. You go there. No, you go there. And when you're built, you can join them. 14,000 in each army. And I can get another general too. Right, and we have you. Is our army maintenance up? It is already at full. Group you together, march you on to Wismar, and then we will declare war. Thurcaster definitely going to join. Scania. Oh, it's going up, and we are going to call Jülich in. Declare. How many favours do we actually have with you? 40. And trust is 90. Yeah, you love us. This alliance is going to last a long time. And you need to march in. Go, go, go. And you need a general. Yeah, I can hire a new one. Oh, he's good. 4 fire and 3 shock. Take him. Oh, and we lost our trade ship. Oh well. No, it needed to be upgraded anyway. It's fine. We are going to need military access through you. Jotcaster has given us access, so once we've taken that, we'll start marching on Midtjylland, maybe. Maybe we should take these guys out first. Yeah, I think we probably do. Oh yeah, of course, right, well, Thurcaster. Ah, we could make a Thurcaster convert. Yes, we're definitely going to do that. Okay, this was actually a really good decision. Good war, good war. Right, whatever troops you don't need, give to me. Because this army is going on the march. Group you up, move to Altmark, and then Magdeburg. 17,000 against 12,000, we have a much better army now. Off we go. Oh, I've taken most of the cannon with me, that was a mistake. We're at the right speed. Have they gone up in tech? They're at tech 9. You are tech 9. And you are also tech 9. We're all tech 9. Yeah, it's because we're not far off 10. Fair enough. Stack wipe. Thurcaster is out of this war. Now, where are their castles? Leipzig, really? They're only 1? Huh. Okay, so Rupin has been converted. That leaves only the 2 provinces now. And in fact, you have converted to Protestantism. Have you? No, it's because I control it. Never mind. Are they? Oh, we just stack wiped their other army. Nice. So we will detach, 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 detach. Oh, we can't detach anymore. Oh, I see. That's kind of annoying. Detach enough to take on this. Leave the cannon. So we want to knock their caster out of this war and then re-ally them as soon as possible. You guys, unhold, move. You group here. Detach, 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 detach. Can't quite get all of them. But we can certainly start properly blanket converting, blanket sieging. Ooh. You really switch targets from them to me. Man, that's annoying. They're going to do a significant amount of damage to us too. Get out of there! Thank you. Yeah, we lost 4,000. Alright. We have a larger army. We can march on them. Use caution. Where are they going? Oh, they're going to Hessen, in which case we'll be able to support them. Plus we have the defense. All you need to do is hold. Just hold them. Hold them, hold them, hold them. Thank you. Now we should do a significant amount of damage to the Scania army here. We have converted to Stralsund. And we're on the last one, which is Altmark. Boom! Unfortunately, that is the end of this episode, so we're ending on this kind of minor cliffhanger. Just to see how this war with Scania and the others go. We are running low on manpower, actually, looking at that. Maybe Nordencaster can do a bit of damage to Scania for us, because we're about to take out their army. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Please do like and subscribe if you have enjoyed this, and if you're looking forward to where things go. If you have any tips or advice, please do leave a comment, and I'll catch you next time. Goodbye.